Thanks for joining on a Saturday morning.
Guys, we are very few people, right? We can see still have that energy. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. No. Okay. So we actually guys met at the same event like this called Razorpay FTX, and that's how you need to make a connection, everything, not just for a. Okay, I'll just turn down the mic. You can speak on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we thought like this is very crucial for each and every person who is building or who is creating content, who is building stuff. So yeah, please take over the session, Harshit.
Yeah, thank you, Karthik. Thank you for hosting this session. Just a second, guys. Yeah. Hey, guys. Firstly, sorry for the inconvenience. I couldn't slow. Yeah. So Aman Gupta is a personal brand. He himself is building a brand around himself of what he's capable of. He's trying to attend events. He's trying to make videos, viral videos, or whatever, so that he is building a personal brand around himself, and then he in turn is converting that personal brand into his product. The reason why I'm saying this is I see many of you are founders, many of you are students, many of you are trying to build something. But what will bring you easy leads, easy, what do you call, inbound leads is by your personal brand. I'll tell you an example. Let's say there are two students. One student who has an empty, complete LinkedIn profile, nothing, no profile picture, no, projects, no experience, nothing. And there is other profile where he mentioned about different types of blogs that he write, or 500 lead code problems he solved on wherever platforms, or competitions that he participated in, the events he is part of. Whom do you generally prefer? Maybe that's what for a student on LinkedIn, that's what his personal brand is. That is for other person, maybe if you are an Instagram influencer, your personal brand will be your Instagram profile. For other person, your personal brand will be something else. So if you are a student and let's say you want, so I'll tell you 3 examples of why categorizing people into 3 parts who are here. For students, let's say you want to get into a good job, you need a personal brand. Let's say you want to switch to a different career or different role, you need a personal brand. For founders, if you want leads, if you want to sell your product, you need a personal brand. For people who want to build a startup, you need a personal brand. Maybe in future, if you start your own startup, you should directly get your leads and you will directly get whatever you want even before you start it. So let's take example of myself. I don't know where I'm standing right now, but still I feel that I have a personal brand on LinkedIn. I have a personal brand on Instagram where I'm creating content and people are following my page because of the content that I give. Maybe in future if I start my own and say that, hey, I started my own, I'm going to give a course of 5,000 rupees where I'll teach you everything about LinkedIn, I'll teach you everything about Instagram. Maybe people are going to buy it because I've already created my personal brand by talking, by telling people what I do. By that time, I would have made those many reels so that people would have already understood what I am, what I actually do. So yeah, I hope that what actually personal brand is actually understood by most of the people sitting here. So now let me dive deep into different kinds of strategies that are there to build a personal brand. What actually is a personal brand and how do you start and where are the platforms that you pick according to your use case. Just give me 1 second. So yeah, what do you think are the key elements of your personal brand? Anyone who would like to answer? What are the key elements? One thing I want to add, maybe my voice, whatever you're hearing is a part of my personal brand. Okay, he speaks like this. That is part of my personal brand. Maybe my looks, how I look, and what do I actually demonstrate myself and how am I speaking. These are one of part of a personal brand values. What do you think are the other parts of personal brand? Maybe these are, whatever I said are physical. Maybe what do you think are ideology, values basically. And what other things do you think build a personal brand? Social media influence, probably, yes. How we deliver the content, that is unique value proposition. What do you offer, basically? What you stand for, that is your value or your unique value proposition, what do you call. So yeah, let's say I'm a student. Let's take a practical example. And I'm a student, I want to get placed. I might have completed my career, I might have completed my education. Now I want to get into a good job. So now I'll tell you what my unique value proposition is. My unique value proposition would be, I'm very good at React.js, I'm very good at MongoDB, and I'm a very agile person. I can be dynamic and I can adapt to teamwork and everything. This is my unique value proposition. Maybe something like what I actually add when I join your organization is my unique value proposition. So let's say when I join your organization, I can build teams. I can work in a team very easily. I can fast pace your work, whatever. So that is my unique value proposition. Now let's talk about the values. What would be my values that I am offering as a part of my personal brand so that I can get a good job? Anyone? Values may be something like, you can think about emotional values or your ideology or something. So my values would be my strength. What you might have been hearing in interviews, what are your strengths and weaknesses? So my strengths would be my values. How adaptable I am, how agile I am, how fast paced I am. So these are my values. So these are very 2 basic pillars of starting myself as a personal brand, my personal brand, to get into a good job. Let's take another example. Let's say I'm a startup founder and let's say I'm building a tool for creators like Instagram, YouTube. I know a startup and I know a founder, that's why I'm taking this example. So how do I build a personal brand? I'm a founder, repeating the example, I'm a founder and I'm building a tool for creators. So now what do you think is a process to build a personal brand for this? Sorry? Approach creators on Instagram, that is building a network. That is one thing. So whatever tool I am building, maybe I can take out that tool or something and build a content around it so that I'm indirectly promoting both the tool and myself. That is one thing. So yeah, the steps to build a personal brand is by starting by understanding what you're passionate about, or what you want to do, or what you want to be 5 years down the line or 3 years down the line, wherever your target is. Next is finding your target audience. Let's say if I'm a startup founder and I'm looking to build a product for creators, my target audience would be creators themselves. Or let's say I am a person who wants to just get into a job, my target audience would be HRs. Let's say I am something else, my target audience might change based on that. Like, let's say a very common example that you might hear if you are in an organization is maybe you're part of an organization, but you're not being treated properly, or maybe everyone is going on onsite and you're not going onsite. Your target audience would be seniors who have a decision capability of sending you to that onsite. So your target audience will change according to the place you are in, according to the position you are in, basically. That is one thing, target audience. Next is what unique value propositions that I have told you, that is one thing. And next is building a network. So same example I'll take, where let's say one of my friend is working in a company. Every year, the company organizes an event in Las Vegas, and they will only nominate 4 people to send from India to Las Vegas. You know how good it is to go to Las Vegas and enjoy a trip for 1 month, which company organizes and company pays you everything. So his his personal brand, he started his personal brand so that he wanted to go to Las Vegas next year. That you might think that this is something vague, but this is true. My friend actually started building his personal brand so that he wants to get into that trip in Las Vegas next year at any cost. He should be in that 4 people list. That is one personal brand. So what he started building is, so in order to be a part of Las Vegas event, he observed what are the things that they are considering. One is seniority, which is not so easy to get into because he is a fresher. Second is, if you are able to speak, or if you are jittering or something, they are not going to consider you. So he started working on himself, on upskilling himself. Third is, you should be sitting with senior professionals who can take those decisions. Okay, there are 4 kinds of people actually when it comes to network, basically. One is influential type of people who have an influence to actually change the decision. Second is decision making people who actually take that decision. So let's say I want to switch a role in my office. Maybe my team lead can just influence, but my product manager can actually change my role. So here the product manager will become a decision maker. My team lead will be an influencer maker. So these are 2 types of people. There are other 2 types of people who also are a part of network. One is supportive people who actually support you to be a part of. Maybe my teammates will be a supportive network, basically. What I'm trying to say is different types of networks. Supportive network where they push me. Yeah, he's a good guy. He can actually switch his role from X to Y. So this is the 3rd category of people who are actually part of network. I'm not sure I forgot the 4th one, but there are 4 categories of people: influential, networking, and supportive people. So when you are as a part of personal brand, you should be also able to build a network in these 4 categories of people. You should. So yeah, as I'm talking about the Las Vegas example, so he started networking with people in his organization who can support him. Hey, come on, you can do it. Hey, yeah, you can get into Las Vegas event next year by any cost. You have to do this, you have to do that. He also started networking with influential people who can actually influence his higher management so that they can recommend his name to the Las Vegas event next year. And next, probably which is kind of difficult, to network with decision makers, which are higher level management. So for that, to build a network with higher level people, it again comes down to visibility. So how visible you are across the organization so that they know your name. So yeah, again coming back to the how personal brand actually is built is by 3 things. One, your visibility across your organization, or your visibility across a place you are. Let's say I am trying to sell a course on Instagram. It depends on, first thing, visibility, how visible I am on Instagram. Based on that, people are going to, oh, I seen this guy, he does content very well. Let me buy the course, let me give it a shot. That is visibility. Where it will define how much influence you actually have on the people who are buying your personal brand, basically. I don't know where I stopped and where I came back. So yeah, Las Vegas event going back to. So yeah, that is what he started building a personal brand. So in the same way, if you are actually someone who is trying to build a personal brand, there could be different things. So based on your scenario, based on your use case, if you are a founder, you want to start something, there's a different process. Or you have to find your target audience, you have to build a personal brand strategy for that, and you have to go through each and every step, and then you build a personal brand. If you are a if you're a student wishing to land a job, this is your strategy. So yeah, based on the different type of scenario, there will be different types of personal brands. So yeah, I want to mention few things. So let's say you want to build a personal brand for yourself. What are the questions that you should ask yourself to build that personal brand? Like, let's say I told you, see, he wants to get into Las Vegas. First, what am I passionate about? Like, is it something that I want to get into a good role? Is it something that I want to get into Las Vegas event, or is it something different thing? Next is, what am I actually good at? Of course, passionate about is different from what you are good at. Maybe you are passionate about being a good speaker, but you're not good at speaking. So first you have to identify what you're passionate about, then what you are actually good at, and then what makes you credible. Credible is something that comes with different kinds of maybe certifications or different kinds of skills that you have. So let's take an example of, let's say you want to get into a good job, but you're not credible. How do you make how do you make sure you're credible? You should have valid certifications for that. Like, let's say you want to get into a job of React, but you don't know what React is even. It doesn't make you credible. But maybe your LinkedIn profile already had React certifications or React courses that you have done or React blogs that you have written. That makes you credible. Next is, what do I want to be known for? So based on the end goal that you have to decide what you want to be known for. Let's say you want to get into a good job, you want to be known for being good at React. Let's say you want to get into Las Vegas trip, you want to be known for being eligible for that, something like that. So yeah, and then you have to work on knowing your abilities and working on those abilities. Let's say you want to be a good speaker, but you are not good at English, then you have to know your ability, what you are not good at, and you have to work on that. And you have to be genuine. That is one thing. Be authentic. And these are general type of advices that everyone has when you talk about building personal brands. And next is, identify or figure out what others want to talk about you. Of course, as I said, it might feel wrong that you should not care about what others think, but that's the truth. Identify and find out what others want to think about you. You have to identify yourself, and then you have to try to push it into the community by letting others know that you want to be known for that, something like that. So yeah, there are very two important things when you talk about building a personal brand. One is by showcasing what you do. Second is by networking with people that are around you. So as I've talked, okay, so let me come back to networking. How many of you think, what is networking? Like, any answers from the house? Like, what is networking in your terms? What is networking to you? Exchanging values. It's a mutual. Networking is mutual. It's a synergy. Okay. What is networking? Sorry. Networking is your net worth. Sorry. Yeah. Anyone? What is networking to you? What do you mean by networking? Okay, it can be professional, normal. Okay, professional connections. Sure, connections basically. Providing the value. That is one very good point, as you have also mentioned. It's exchange values. So yeah, networking is like, think about a friendship. In childhood, we used to call it friendship, but as you grow up, it becomes difficult, so you call it networking. In my terms, if you call it. In childhood, you don't know anything, you just go say, hi bro, let's be friends, done. You, like, after 10 years, 15 years, you say, he's my best friend, I know him from 15 years. But when it comes to now, it's difficult because people have evolved and people might think that he's a stranger, let me not talk to him, or I don't know what he offers to me. In childhood, you never care about what he's going to offer you and what you're going to offer him, but as you grow up, you think about of course, everyone has like, why should I spend some time? Why should I give away some time to this particular person? What is that guy offering to me, and what can I offer to him? And very important point when you talk about networking is what you can actually give to them, what you can't expect. Okay, people might think that networking is something where you actually like connect with someone on LinkedIn and say, hey, just give me that job and chalo, catch you up later. Or let's say connect with someone on Instagram and say, bro, I might need an advice on building a stock market portfolio, etc., etc. That is not networking. That is an advice. That you are actually asking an advice. You are not actually networking in this case. So yeah, that is networking too. Networking in. So yeah, what are the places where you can actually do networking? Online we can do networking. Offline in events like this. Okay. Any other places you think that we can do networking? LinkedIn, online, yes. Any other places you think that we can do networking? Places I'm talking about. Co-working spaces. Are yaar, literally at a hotel also I can network with someone sitting beside me and asking, hey bro, you're eating chapati, I also like chapati, let's talk. I don't know, like, actually me and Deepak were going to Chennai last week for IPL finals. Bus stopped at a place in a hotel. That's exactly what happened. We sat and there are two people in front of us sitting, I guess they're working with as a system engineer. Qualcomm, they were working at Qualcomm. He's like, he initiated talk, hey bro, hi. We are literally at a road on Chennai Bangalore highway and sitting in a dhaba. No one knows what networking is. No one everyone might think it's a different thing, but he started a conversation saying, hey, hi, hello, where are you going? IPL finals. So we are also giving IPL finals and done. We are now connected on LinkedIn and he is going to send me a few posts on LinkedIn. I am also sharing few posts on LinkedIn. He's saying, hi bro, good morning. Everything is happening. Of course, that is not network. I don't consider himself to be my network right away. He's now my connection, but soon he might become my network. So yeah, of course, you can do it on online, different places like Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you want to. Offline also, you can literally sit at a... And you know, most of the best friends are made at cigarette shops. If you have heard about Chai Sutta. So that is one biggest network. And literally people are building networks on top of Chai and Sutta. There is whole biggest community that is out there in my office also. Where like, oh, we are smokers, bro. We are a network. Literally something like that. So yeah, network you can do anywhere. On a plane, you just talk with a person who is sitting on the plane. Or you're at an event. Of course, these are professional network, I would say. But as you mentioned, this is professional network. The places that you mentioned are professional. But apart from professional network, there is a lot. Maybe you can go and sit with some person who might end up as a PA for a MLA. You don't know where you will end up after a few days also. So yeah. So earlier I was mentioning about different types of categories of network, right? One is decision makers who actually take the decisions. Next is influential, and third is supportive. And the fourth one that I missed is informational network, who actually pass on information to you. So these are actually professional categories of networking. One is people who actually make decisions, who has a power to make decisions. Second is influential people who can influence that decision. And third is supportive people who actually support you to take that decision or whatever. And fourth is people who actually give you some information. So if you take an example of your organization, your product manager will be your decision maker. Your team lead will be an influencing person. Your co-workers will be a supportive network. And maybe someone else who gives you information, hey, they are starting a list to shortlist people for Las Vegas event, or whatever. Those are people who actually give you information. So these are four categories of networking. So yeah, networking. Talking back about networking. One thing that I observed is networking is always mutual. And in order to maintain that network, you have to constantly communicate with that person. It's not like you just connect with them on LinkedIn and cut down 2 years later, you say, hey bro, this is my resume, refer me to your company that you're working. It's not going to work that way. But one thing that I actually learned from people while I was networking is, they actually try to communicate with you instead of you reaching out to them. They try to send you some messages in constantly saying that, hey bro, how is it going? I saw that you have spoke at an event. Congrats on your event. They try to make a bond between you by talking with you. So in the same way, if you also want to build a network with some X person, try to understand where is the possibility to speak with that particular person. Maybe it is on festivals or New Year Eve. Just send a message, personalized message saying, hey Harshit, happy new year and wish you your startup grows very successful, or maybe your speaking sessions would increase this year. It should be personalized. Second is, you should not expect anything in the beginning. You should give in turn. One example that I've seen is, you should go at an event. So let's say maybe you might feel that I don't have anything to give away because maybe I'm just a normal student. I don't have anything to give to that particular person in order so that he will actually connect with me. One thing I saw and I liked in one of the events is, there is a guy who is a content creator, maybe, but he did not want himself to be remembered as a content creator. So he came to the event and he told me, hey bro, let's connect. And if you have any problem with anything, let's say you are not consistent with content, or if you're not consistent with anything, ping me a message and I'll hold you accountable for that. That is what he's offering. And to explain what is being accountable is, he's going to ping me every 2 days or 3 days and he's going to hold me of that accountable, asking, hey bro, you told me that you're going to complete this assignment in 3 weeks. What is the progress? He's actually offering accountability as his worth. That is one thing that I actually like. So you should find in yourself what you're actually worth of while building a network. You may think that you don't have anything, but you will have something within yourself, even your time. Maybe let's say I'm good at speaking. Hey bro, I can speak, I can teach you some methods of speaking. You might not have given you professional events or something, but anything that you have could be a net worth. Maybe I can refer you some job. I am just an employee, but I can refer you. Hey bro, I can refer you to my organization. That is also an initial part of giving something to that opposite person. So yeah, and professional networks, LinkedIn is the best place to start where if you want to build something. And as I said, your profile should not be empty. And again, connect with me on LinkedIn if you want. I can give you some maybe tips, or maybe that is my giveaway for you being a part of your network. So I'm actually on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn Top Voice too. And I'm actually attending these kind of speaker sessions, and maybe I've been in Bangalore since a year, and I've attended more than 30-40 events like this, and been speaker on 5-6 events. So yeah, my LinkedIn speaks for me as a personal brand. People actually reach out to me asking, hey, why don't you deliver this session X place or Y place, or hey, why don't you attend this event even for free or something. There are many people who actually offer me that, because that is what my personal brand speaks me about on LinkedIn. But on Instagram, I have a different, I would say, my personal brand where I create content, and people actually reach out to me asking what are the advices that you have for students, because I actually do content for students. That is what people perceive about me on different platforms. So if you have to choose a platform to actually build your personal brand, choose it wisely based on what you want to be after 4 years or 5 years down the line. Let's say you want to be a professional place, LinkedIn years ago, and if you want to be like content creator or something, you can go to YouTube, and then Instagram is also a good place if you want to short content or something like a personal brand, but it's not so professional. So yeah, that's all from me, guys. But I had few things written down, but I can cut down that part. And I wrote a whole document about this. So actually, if possible, I'll try to share it over a QR on the emails, or connect with anyone on LinkedIn or any place. I'll share it over to you. And also, I wrote 4 case studies of different kinds of people. Some wanted to start a cookie shop, cave shop, and some wanted to get into Las Vegas event, and some person wanted to get into a good job. I wrote a case studies on how he should understand his personal brand. So I wanted to actually show the sheets on how the case study went, but time persists. So yeah, I'm going to share it with you over the email after the event ends on the Luma. Otherwise, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah, thank you guys. That's all from me. If you have any questions, let me know.
Any questions? Okay. That's clear.
Sure, guys. Thank you so much for taking your time on Saturday morning. Thank you.
We touched on many points from building the product to building the resume.